We got the final batch of Kamen Rider Heroic Masquerade set cards, so I'm going to go over all of those in today's video. Okay, so let's get started, but first, quick little bit of a shilling. Please subscribe to the channel, hit the red button. I noticed that over half the people who view these videos are not subscribed. Just hit the red button, please. Thank you. Also, like the video if you enjoyed the content, and comment your thoughts on all that stuff, blah blah blah. Okay, now let's get started. We're gonna go ahead and start with the base minions. Words. This gives the boost ability, so this boosts any Kamen, so that's relevant. This minion cannot be selected as a target for your opponent's magic cards, which is kind of good. Just going nope to most decks is pretty scary, and I don't know how good I feel about that. Because obviously, I believe the way Henshin works is this will just stay on the minion, which is like, that's kind of... don't know if I necessarily want shit to just be immune to magic. So that might be a bit crazy, but we'll find out. Next, we've got the 0-1 driver. This only boosts white Kamens, and this gives the ability, whenever this minion wins a battle, it can henshin into a white minion belonging to the Kamen class. Worth saying that there are lots of minions that will force you to, block, so this is probably going to go off, which is quite nice. Then we have got the staple bike, Rise Hopper. When placed in base, if you have a Kamen minion on your field, increase your movement by 1, and on your turn this minion can henshin even if this minion has already henshin this turn, and if your minion has already henshin this turn, or has henshin more than once per turn, whenever that minion henshins, banish this boost and put it into base. So basically you can't just keep, doing it. Okay, then we'll start with the standard stuff here. We got the standard 2 cost. They all henshin. Unless I say they don't, they all henshin, and that is on your turn, whenever this minion deals damage, it can henshin into a white minion belonging to the Kamen class. They all do this with like a couple of exceptions. And then now I'll just talk about the actual abilities. On your turn, while this minion is in the rest state, it cannot be selected as a target for your opponent's effects. So as long as it's the first thing you attack with, they ain't doing shit. They can only really block. Next, we've got Flying Falcon, which has when summoned and when henshined, banish all field minion cards with a cost of 5 or higher from your opponent's trash, which is interesting, and I think could be meta relevant. Probably not now, but potentially in the future. Next, we've got Biting Shark. This one has when summoned and when henshined, select one of your minions, banish one of your opponent's minions with the same BP as the selected minion. It's a very, very interesting effect, and very, 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 very good, honestly. Only really bad against like Andros and that kind of stuff, because they'll just outpace your DP, but other than that, it's pretty damn good. Next, Flaming Tiger. This has on your turn, whenever one of your minions belonging to the Kamen class wins a battle, burn 1. And I think that could be quite scary. That could definitely be quite scary. Then we have got Shining Hopper. This has when henshined, put this minion into the active state, and when attacking your opponent must block. So obviously, with the you can just keep going. Which can be a bit mad if you can just... I imagine... well, because henshin's only once per turn, right? Well... I'm not 100% sure. I imagine you cannot infinitely henshin as long as your opponent has minions to block with. I imagine you cannot do that. If you can, that's a bit mad. Very, 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 very good early game. Later game, less good because it's obviously only 600. But, or I guess it'll be 800 with the boost. But we'll have to see. It's very interesting. We'll have to see. Okay, next we've got Freezing Bear. This has one summon and one henshin. Until the end of your opponent's turn, they receive the following effect: your minions and your mana cannot move. Okay, that's kind of wild. So the biggest problem with white, and the reason it's just been bad for so long, is because it's just really, really, really slow. And, the game has been getting faster with other decks, and white hasn't really. So, believe me, that's fair. It's necessary, because white's end game is filth. It is pure filth. The second they play any of their expensive minions, they've pretty much won. So, it's fair enough. But here, they've just gone, okay, once I get the 5, which will be like turn 3, I'm going to play this, and you're going to slow down. You're going to slow way the fuck down. And if I can keep playing this, you're going to stay slowed way the fuck down. I'm going to hit 9 while you're still at like 6 or 7, and then I'm going to play my big shit. And the big shit is fucking scary, by the way. We'll come to it. The big shit's fucking scary, and it's a bit mad. It's a bit mad, not going to lie. So yes, this is, I think, this is going to be a very, very important piece of the deck. I think. Could be wrong. Don't think I am though. We've got the 6 cost here, Shining Assault Hopper. When henshined and when summoned, put this minion into the active state. Then select one of your opponent's minions. That minion will be put into the active state and must block during this turn. On your turn, this minion cannot be destroyed by your opponent's card effects. So just a little bit of immunity from pretty much purple there. Let's talk about the legendary. The first one here, the 7 cost Kamen Rider 01 Metal Cluster Hopper. This says when summoned and when henshined, banish all of your opponent's minions with a cost of 3 or less, then put this minion into the active state, and on your turn this minion cannot be selected for your opponent's card effects. So interesting. How many 3 or less cost minions is your opponent likely to have? Probably at least 1 or 2, so it's not a bad effect to just kind of get. And again, you know, playing this for 7, bit of an egg, henshining into it, bit of a plus. It's pretty mad. So yeah, very, 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 very interesting. It's also gonna put itself into active as well. Remember, so you are getting an attack with it. It's pretty good, but the 9 cost is where shit gets a bit mad. So this does not have henshin. So once you're in this, you're in this. During henshin, all your minions receive the resurge effect and the following effect. So I think that's a bit of a weird. Just once, like the turn you henshin, I think. On your turn, whenever this minion wins a battle, burn 1. And on your turn, whenever your other minion wins a battle, so everything else receives that effect. Then this also has the effect on your turn. Whenever your other minion wins a battle, put this minion into the active state, and passive, this minion cannot be selected for your opponent's card effect. So basically, they cannot block anything but this. Like, they have to kind of just take the other shit to face, block this, take the burn from that, and not die, which is unlikely. It's pretty fucking good. It's pretty fucking good. So yeah, end game shit. Very consistent end game as well, because you can literally fetch it with any of your creatures. So yeah, I think white maybe in a pretty good place after this set. But we're not done, because we got yellow as well, who just kind of out here vibing with I believe is also another hero style deck, but I don't know, Kamen Rider well enough, please don't kill me. This has swoop, when on your turn, whenever this minion deals damage, this minion can henshin into a yellow Kamen, so same kind of stuff. Then we have got, so this is Kamen Rider Jin, so maybe this is like the villain that like copies, I'm not sure what, if that's a thing. Also the 3-drop had swoop, I'm not sure if I said that. The 5-drop here also has swoop, and when attacking and when henshin, return one of your opponent's minions with 400 BP or less to their hand. Okay. And we've got another 3-drop here, which is Kamen Rider Thunder. When summoned, look at the top 3 cards of your deck, select 1 yellow field minion card, reveal it to your opponent, add it to your hand. That's probably going to hit. Put the rest on back on the bottom of your deck in any random order. And if the card added to your hand belongs to the Kamen class, reduce the basic cost by 3 for the duration of this turn. Interesting. I think this is a very interesting card. Will it be good? Test it, honestly. I think I've got to test it. Well, I kind of doubt it will be too good. Yeah. It's just a bit much. Then we got this 3-drop here, which has passive. All your yellow minions with the swoop effect cannot be destroyed by opponent's card effects. So that's just kind of a nice thing to have. This is kind of very generic yellow support. So will the Kamen yellow deck be a thing? Probably not. But I can imagine this being quite useful as just a tech choice in the current 4 and 2 cost deck, where you just go, okay, well, against purple, which would be quite nice. You know, to protect your swoop stuff. Not everything has swoop, of course. In fact, most things don't, but could be nice. Probably won't be. But I don't know. We'll see. And we got Kamen Rider Naki. When summoned, 2 Trilobite Magia enter the field, and at the end of your turn, all your token minions get to plus 100 BP. FYI, these are Trilobite Magia. They are 2 cost to 1. So they are 2 costs, which is, I suppose, a useful point. Anyway, back to this stuff. Then we have got Kamen Rider Thouser. When summoned, all minions with 300 BP or less are put to the bottom of the deck in a random order. If you returned your minions with this effect, draw 1 card. And on your turn, whenever this minion deals damage, this minion can use the when henshin effect of 1 minion. This can be activated once per turn. So this is actually a really, really interesting card. I would be very interested to see some kind of yellow, multicolored Kamen Rider deck, because that's pretty cool. And the first effect is really, really good. Like, just yeeting a whole board on 6. If Golem Summoning was still a thing, I'd be like, yeah, this is probably pretty necessary. It's less of a thing now. So, but obviously, if they played their Golem Summoning for 6, and you turn around and go, well, I play this for 6, they go, most likely. Okay, then we've got the card I'm probably most excited for out of the entire set, Kamen Rider Arc Zero. When destroyed, banish a minion with when summoned or when henshined. Put 1 minion that is the same as the one banished by this effect into your field. And when attacking, once per turn, put this minion into the active state. So it gets double attack. And it just yeets one of your opponent's things with a when summoned or when henshined effect, which is what in this, like, what good cards in this game don't have one of those? Not that many. Some do, of course, some do, but a lot don't. Some don't, but a lot do, is what I mean. So yeah, I think it's just a really, really cool card. Will it be good? Fuck knows, but I hope it is, because I love the artwork, and it's a really cool effect, in my opinion. Okay, next we got this 2-drop here, Kamen Rider Vulcan, Shooting Wolf. On your turn, if your opponent has more minions on the field than you, the basic cost of this card in your hand is reduced by 1. And on your turn, whenever this minion deals damage, this minion can henshin into a neutral minion belonging to the Kamen or Soldier classes. So, in neutral Kamen stuff, here we go. This is a Kamen, of course, so they could henshin into that. We got another neutral one here. On your turn, whenever this minion deals damage, it can henshin into a neutral. And when destroyed and when henshined... Oh, actually... Yeah, okay, sorry. They cannot henshin into this. They cannot, because it doesn't have Soldier. Anyway, when destroyed and when henshined, if you have mana belonging to the Kamen Rider in your base, draw a card. It's pretty decent. Then we've got the 5 cost. On your turn, if your opponent has more minions on their field than you do, the basic cost is hand your card reduced by 2. And on your turn, whenever this minion deals damage, it can henshin. Then we got a 1 cost here, which has base when retreating. Banish all white or neutral cards belonging to the Kamen Rider class in your trash. If you banish 1 or more, draw a card. Passive, this minion enters rest state when it moves to base. I think this is pretty good, actually. I think this is pretty good. Things will be run in the white one, I think. And then we've got the 4 cost here, which says swoop, and when summoned, all your opponent's minions get minus 100 BP for the duration of the turn. So there's your Golem Summon counter. If it does still end up being a thing, they'd clearly printed an answer for it, coming out very soon. Ultra generic, but you know, it is what it is. And we've got some spells. We've got Rising Impact. Main Flash, select one of your minions to receive 200 BP for the duration of this turn. If it's your opponent's turn, put that minion into the active state. And Trash, whenever your minion henshins, return this card to your hand. This effect cannot stack. So that's good. That's definitely good. Yeah, being able to just go block infinite is quite good. And then we've got this spell, which says Main Flash, select one of your minions belonging to the Kamen Rider class, common class to get +5/+1, so they get fucking big. And the following effect for the duration of this turn: whenever this minion wins a battle, put this minion in the active state. So obviously, you buff something that forces blocking, and if you put on the effect that this minion cannot be destroyed by magic, and that's really scary. That's really, really, really scary. Yeah. Will be interesting to see how good white is, but I get a feeling they're going to be pretty damn good, because they've got a lot of tools that they can use outside of the Kamen Rider stuff. They've got a lot of very, very powerful tools, and bear in mind just how good stuff like just how ridiculous data analysis is in this format, because it banishes all cards from deck with the same cost. So if you data analysis something, they lose all of their best henshins, so like their whole deck just gets shut down. So that is worth consideration. Just saying. Anyway, that's it. That is all the cards. I'm gonna keep this one up because it's got a cool lot. that's all the cards from the Kamen Rider set, bar 3. There are 3 more, which are being announced mid-month, but of course, we won't see those till the middle of the month, unless, as I suspect, we get them on launch on Global, because we're not getting the Kamen Rider collab. We'll see, but that is my theory. Subscribe to the channel, hit the red button, I already told you, but fucking do it. Like the video if you enjoyed the content, comment your thoughts on any of the cards in the comment section down below. Join the Discord servers, links in the description. There's my personal Discord server, and there is the Zenonzard unofficial community, which is pretty big, and I look forward to seeing you in tomorrow's video. Cheers.